Again, you thought I was just going to be done with 2 videos today. Well, luckily for you, this video will go pretty quickly. So it's a pretty short lesson today. We are actually not going to do any of the backside. You are welcome for that. Hopefully you've been respectful and paying attention, so you can put a big pencil X through that. But what we are going to do is get a pair of scissors and glue sticks. So you need to go get that and push pause on the video if you need to. But I kind of want to keep all of the stuff we've done. So you're just going to kind of cut this big loopy bubble around all of our work. Even keeping the ones we didn't do up here, but slicing off the bird and your name and stuff. But I do want you to keep the orange title. Simplify and multiply. If you've already seen Ms. Fisher for this lesson, then you will know the song I'm talking about. If you haven't seen me yet, you're in for a surprise. Oh, I don't need that red that says content standards at the bottom. I don't need that. I just need the blue line. Okay, so I've got a lot of little scraps here that I can, whoa, I just threw my paper off the edge. Anyway, I'm going to be taking that page that we just did and putting it in the back side of my journal. So if I look at all the beautiful rainbow notes we took today, see all of those? And turn the page, I'm going to be putting it on the back side. We don't have to do the samples or write any of them, and try to not cover any of the holes. It looks like it fits pretty well. So good luck with that for you. While you're getting that glued in, I want you to also find your homework and remembering page for 3.5. And we're going to go through a little bit about how to do the different sections and also how to work on the remembering side. There's a problem on there I want to do with you. So find homework and remembering 3.5. Pause the video if you aren't done gluing it yet. Okay, on the homework side, it looks very similar to what we did in the practice page. So you can look at the practice page if you're needing some help. But I'm so excited to tell you this. You have to do all of them on the homework side. You don't get to skip around. And you're going to have to simplify first, okay? Because that's what the directions say. So on number 1, I'm looking for this amount of work. I want to see the bar. I want to see the X. I want to see your new numbers if there are any. So let me give you an example. 2 and, remember you check. So 2 and 5, nope. 2 and 7, no. Now check the 6. 6 and 7, nope. 6 and 5, nope. So there's no new numbers. So I can just multiply across and know that it's already simplified. Let's do number 2, and then I'm not going to do any more of these ones. So extend the bar. I want to see that. I want to see the X on all these problems. Let's check 4 and 9. No. 4 and 8. Yes. So I want to see the slash, and I want to see the new number. You can divide 4 by 4 and 8 by 4, which gives you 2. So then I want you to show me that I have. You don't have to rewrite it, but you've got to circle them. 1 times 1, and then 9 times 2. And you always circle your final answer for me. Okay? So that's how you're going to do those ones. Number 13, you are going to do it just like we did in our practice page. You're going to have to simplify them. So it looks like this is the unit fraction. So just see which one of these is not 1/5 when you simplify it. Once you find it, you can stop. You just circle it. 14, 15, and 16, you got this. It's just multiplying fractions by fractions. I want you to show your work off to the side. You don't have to model any of them. So great. Then 1 through 6. These are adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. So guess what you were going to have to do? Stack it up. On every single one of these, you're going to have to stack it up. You might need a scratch piece of paper to staple to these, unless you can write small and get them all around. I guess you could do, look, they gave you plenty of space on 7, 8, and 9. You're going to also have to stack these ones up too. Stack it up because you got to do the button man when you're doing decimals, but it's pretty easy. This is the one I want to do together. Number 10, just to make sure you remember how to model on a number line, okay? It says use the number line to find 3/4 times 2/5. Label all the parts above and below. We can find the answer here in a minute, but what we are going to do is do what they've asked, and we're going to label all the parts. So remember, you start with the second fraction and you model it. So you've got to show 2/5 somehow, which means I need fifths. So what's right in the middle of 0 and 1? If I'm doing fifths, it'd be 2.5 fifths. So I'm just going to come this way. So it would look like, I guess I could go a little bit further. So it's going to look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. It's hard for me to do odd numbers. Okay, so make sure you just have 5 sections. So there's 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 5/5 would be the end, and there's 0. So I know mine's not perfect, but just do the best you can, okay? So how do I model 2/5 of that? Well, I would just circle 2/5 of it. So I can go like this. There's 1/5, 2/5. Whoops, I didn't quite get it over. That would be important to show it went all the way over. Okay? There's my 2/5. If you wanted to use colors, you could, but this is just a simple pencil way to do it. All right. Now, remember I take the second fraction, and now I've got to break these up into fourths. These are easier because I just go half and half and half. And do it to this one. Remember, you got to do it to the whole hole. The whole hole. Oh, that's awesome. Half and half and half. Make them littler. Half and half and half. So you can still see these big 5th marks. And then your other marks are tinier. Okay. And now I take 3 of those little fourths from each one. So I'm just going to do little circles. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I do it in this one. 1, 2, 3. My numerator is how many pieces there were together that will have both designs. So they have this big circle and the little. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6. And how many little tiny chunks were there in all? Well, there's 4 in each one of these. So there's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Look, if you just multiply straight across, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 5 is 20, right? But here's the thing. We're now practicing how to simplify first. So technically, I wouldn't let you in the future leave it as 6/20, but because it doesn't say you need to simplify, you're off the hook. So that's a pretty fun way to do it with just a pencil. And then you don't need to do number 11. So you do, I believe, have a Think Central assignment today. Make sure you check to make sure. Get that completed, and then you can work on homework and remembering. Great job hanging in there today.